Faulkner won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1949. He was known for writing novels, short stories, and poetry. Faulkner's fifth novel, As I Lay Dying, was published in 1930. The novel takes place in Yoknapatawpha County, Mississippi. This fictional county is very similar to Lafayette County, where he grew up in Mississippi. Known for how Faulkner wrote this novel, As I Lay Dying consists of 15 different narrations. As the story continues on, the narrator changes as well. Faulkner gives the characters an illusion of having a scatterbrain mentality. Each character seems to have their own issue to add on to their main problem in the story. The story begins with Darrell and Jewel walking back to the house. As they walk, the oldest of the 5 children, Cash, is sawing away on his mother's coffin. Addie, the mother of the 5 children, is dying. She has spent the last 10 days of her life laying in her bed, watching Cash build her coffin to ensure that he didn't slack off. Her only daughter, Dewey Dell, by her side, fanning her constantly. Her youngest child, Vardaman, doesn't say much to his mother because he doesn't quite understand what is going on. One day, Vardaman catches a fish and brings it home. Later that day, his mother dies. Being so young, he gets confused into believing his mother is a fish and that he killed her. Jewel, on the other hand, sees his mother as a horse. Of all the children, Addie only truly loves Jewel. Addie hates her husband, Ans, therefore hating every child he had given her. Jewel was not from Ans. His father is the Reverend. Darrell is more of an outcast in the whole story. Nobody likes him, and everyone believes him to be crazy. Darrell is just very intuitive and smart. He narrates most of the novel, as well as the death scene of Addie, when she dies, even though he is not there. Darrell is much like a hidden camera. With his presence being unknown, his ability to narrate things when he is not around, and the fact that he is hated. The day before Addie's death, Darrell and Jewel set off to make $3. Darrell knew his mother would be dead by the time he got home. This motivated him even more because Jewel would be going along, and Darrell loved making him mad. The coffin wasn't done in time when Addie died, so her body rotted for 3 days until Darrell and Jewel made it back home, and were able to help get Addie into the coffin once it was finished. Because they dressed her in her wedding gown, she was placed upside down in her coffin so that they wouldn't mess up her dress. Ans Budren, her husband, had made one last promise with Addie before she went, and that was that she would be buried with her family in Jefferson. So to begin their journey, they were welcomed with a storm that destroyed the bridges. But motivation to keep his promise, and also to get a nice new pair of teeth, made him continue on. They decided to spend the first night at a friend's house, but the next morning, Ans decided to attempt his luck with the bridge. The bridge breaks and all the mules drown. Cash breaks his leg again, and Jewel, along with their good friend, Toll, have to rescue the wagon along with Addie's coffin from the river. To get money from mules, Jewel has to trade in his horse, Ans has to use his teeth money, and Cash has to trade in tools. While in town, Dewey Dell tries to find a doctor. She just recently discovered that she was pregnant and wanted to get aborted. The doctor, however, only suggests marriage. Dewey Dell was so worked up over the baby that she had no time to grieve for her mother. Later that night, staying in a barn, Darrell decides to burn down the barn and incinerate his mother in her coffin. Jewel, being the hero, saves all the animals and risks his life to get his mother's coffin. Darrell gets so overwhelmed that all he can do is lay on his mother's coffin and cry. Thankfully, the next day they arrive in Jefferson and are able to bury their mother. To avoid the charges from the mess that Darrell created, Ans claims that Darrell was insane and they enter him into a Jefferson asylum. Dewey Dell tries once again to get her baby aborted, but ends up exchanging sexual services for medicine that won't help her. And to make everything better, the next morning, Anne shows up with a brand new pair of teeth and a new bride. If there was a theme song to go with this novel, it would definitely be The Great Pretender by the Platters.
Oh, yes, I'm the great pretender, adrift in a world of my own. I play the game, but to more real shame, you've left me to grieve all alone.
This portion of the song connects to the novel because it shows how a lot of the characters grieved over their mothers silently. The song also connects with Darl because it shows again how he is alone and left to himself to solve his own problems. The sun, an hour above the horizon, is poised like a bloody egg upon the crest of thunderheads. The light has turned copper, and the eye portentous, and the nose sulphurous, smelling of lightning. There is no happy ending to the novel, As I Lay Dying, and somehow it never seemed like there could be. If you would like to watch a movie version of the novel, it was made into a TV episode on Camera 3 back in the 70s, and this summer James Franco is planning to start filming the novel.